Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here. It's the Learning Show! It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the math man on another day of class. It's time to open Chromebooks. It's time to get it right. It's time to get things started.
Why don't we get things started?
It's time to get things started on the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, math sensational. This is what we call the Learning Show. Happy Friday, everybody. I bet you thought for a moment that I actually got turned into a frog. But never fear, that did not happen. I'm here, and so we're glad you're here. And you know, I've never seen a frog play the piano before. Now, I've seen a cow play the piano, and she was quite a musician. But I thought, you know, if a frog's going to play the piano, he's probably just going to croak. But we're glad Kermit was able to help out this morning. And some of you, you need to be getting me your assignments. I don't know why you're not giving me your assignments. What'd you say? Kermit the Frog told you not to turn in your homework? I can't believe that. What'd he tell you? He said, rip it, rip it, rip it. No, he did not say rip your homework. He's a frog. He said ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. And so get the homework turned in, tape it back together. You know, I need your work, and so I also need your attendance. So make sure, you can pause this video right now, but make sure you fill out the attendance form. It's Friday, May 8th, and make sure you filled it out for the whole week. And so we won't be counting you absent, so get that in. And remember that Sunday is Mother's Day. You can't have any excuse, oh, we've been home, I forgot. And so make sure you have a special plan to do something special for Mom on Sunday. And so you think about that too. You still got a day or so, and get the attendance taken, and we'll be ready to start. Algebra today, we've been graphing lines, finding slopes, y equals mx plus b. Well, today we're going to graph the lines, but we're going to change those equal signs to the old alligator mouths, greater than, less than, and see how that changes our solution. So remember, it is Friday. Make sure you're getting your Khan Academy warm-ups done for the week, because you're going to get 3 more next week. You got to get these old ones done. And then it's much easier to just do them without playing catch-up, and also make sure you remember to send in your logic problems. And so today we're going to talk about graphing linear inequalities when things are not equal. And so what we're going to do is, this is notes number 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, do, 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 do. And so we're going to graph this, and I'm going to put myself maybe up here for a while and see what happens. Okay. Now, or maybe I'll make myself a little smaller so you can see everything. I'll make myself bigger later. Okay? Just so I don't get turned into a frog. So here's our problem. Y is less than negative 2x plus 1. Well, sometimes people ask, is this point a solution? Well, is negative 8 1 a solution? Well, that just means x is negative 8 and y is 1. So you plug in negative 8, not for y, but for x. And you plug in the 1 for y. And I'm not going to write all this out every time. But that would be 1 is less than negative 2 times negative 8 plus 1. And then we would say 1 is less than, negative times negative is a positive, plus 1, 17, and that's a solution. So negative 8, 1 is a solution, left 8 up 1, and we graph solutions. Well, we could be here all day plotting points. What if I plug negative 5 in for x and negative 6 in for y? Negative 6 is less than negative 2 times negative 5 plus 1. Well, a negative times a negative is a positive. 10 plus 1 is 11. And is negative 6 less than 11? Well, that's a yes. Just like this one was a yes. Yes, yes. And we graph the yeses. So left 5, down 6 is a yes. We could pick the point 7, 9 and plug that in. 7 goes in for x because that's the x coordinate. 9 goes in for y. Is 9 less than negative 2 times 7 plus 1? No, because 9 is not less than negative 13. Now, normally we don't graph the no's, so we just leave them, but then we'd forget which one's the yeses and the no's. But we'll go back and graph the no's in a second. How about 0, 8? Remember, 8 goes in for y. Is 8 less than negative 2 times 0 plus 1? Is 8 less than 1? No, 8 is not less than 1. This would be a big old no. How about 8, 0? If 0 went in here, is 0 less than negative 2 times 8 plus 1? Is 0 less than negative 15? No. That's another no. Man, we could be here all day. This might seem pointless. And so 2, plug 2 in for x, plug negative 10 in for y. Is negative 10 less than negative 2 times 2 plus 1? Is negative 10 less than negative 3? Yes, that's true. So let's plot that point. Right 2 down 10. How if we plugged in negative 2, 2? 2 would be the y. And a negative 2 times a negative 2 plus 1. A negative times a negative is a positive, and that'd be 2 is less than 5. Is that true, John? Yes. 2 is less than 5. So negative 2 up 2. That one would work. What about negative 3, negative 5? Is negative 5 less than negative 2 times negative 3 plus 1? Joseph, a negative times a negative? Positive. So this side, Joseph, is yes, 7. Joseph, is negative 5 less than 7? Yes. So we're going to graph that. Left 3, down 5. That one works. What about 1, negative 3? Is negative 3 less than negative 2 times 1 plus 1? Is negative 3, Gloria, less than, what's negative 2 times 1 plus 1? Yeah, it'd be negative 1. Is that true? Yes. So that's also a yes. So we graph that. Well, there's the yeses. Now let's graph the no's. We normally don't graph the no's, but I'm just going to put a few x's. 7, 9 didn't work. That's like up here. And 0, 8 didn't work. That's like right there. 8, 0 didn't work. That's like right there. Now the question we have to ask ourselves, the yeses, do they all hang out together? Do birds of a feather flock together? Yes, they do. And do you think all the no's hang out together? Yeah. Birds of a feather flock together. So if the yeses hang out together and the no's hang out together, if I was just going to ask you, Josiah, you think some point up here is a yes or a no? You say it's a no. Well, you'd be right. That one's a no. That one's a no. And this one's a no. But then, what if I said, this one down here, you think it's a yes or a no? Well, this one would be a yes. But how do I know that? I'm just going with my gut here. What about this one here? You think this is a yes? Yeah, it is. What about this one here? Yeah, that's a yes. But what is really determining whether it's a yes or a no? Why are we talking about this today when we're talking about graphing lines? Ooh, because this right here makes a line. What would be my M and B of that line, Ryan? My B would be a 1. The B would be a 1. And my M would be drop 2, run 1. And so this would be my point. And then I would drop 2, run 1. what do you think the purpose of this line is? This line right here, what do you think its purpose is? The purpose is to divide the yeses from the no's. It separates the sheep from the goats, the yeses and the no's. And so on one side of the line lives the yeses, our solutions, and on the other side live all the no's that are not solutions. Now, how many points are on a side? Just the ones we plotted? No. Ainsley, how many? Yes, infinitely many. And so if we were in class, I would be running around the room right now going, point, 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 or maybe I should go point, 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 point. What does this look like when we plot infinitely many points? And we kept plotting infinitely many points and 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 points between points and points between points and points between points and points between points. Do you get the point yet? Or do you think this is pointless? There are infinitely many points here on this side of the line. And so we will graph this. Now this could take an infinite amount of time. And I'll never get past this problem because I'll spend my whole life plotting infinitely many points, and when I die, I'll still have infinitely many points left to plot, and I won't even get any closer to the answer because I still have infinitely many. And so there must be a quicker way to do this. And so what we're going to do is, first thing you're going to do on your homework is you're going to graph the line. And the line, we always would make a solid line. But the thing is, sometimes your line is going to be dashed. And look, that's a nice dashed line right there. Now this line is dashed, and you got to remember back to when we did inequalities. A dashed line is when we used an open dot. And remember, an open dot is when you don't have the line underneath. If you were just greater than, less than, or greater than. And so you will use a dashed line. And this problem would be an open dot, so we use a dashed line. You're going to use the regular old solid line if we would have, way back, used a closed dot. And so what those dashed and solid lines really mean is the line is not included if it's dashed. If it's dashed, it means anything on the line belongs with the no's. The no's are empty and the line is empty. The line is not a separate solution answer. It either belongs with the colored dots, which means we make it solid and we color it, or we keep it empty, but we got to show where it is, so we make it dashed, and it means the line belongs with the no. So a dashed line, if a point's on a dashed line, it's a no. If a point's on a solid line, it would be a yes. And then we're going to shade or color the appropriate region. Now the easy way to do this is we color below the line if it's less than, or less than or equal to. We color the ground. If this were a picture, I should have colored it brown or green. We colored the mountain. You have a line. What side's the mountain? This side would be. Well, if it was angled this way, this side. Or if it was angled this way, then this side. It's not always the left side or the right side. It's always below the line. And so we'll talk about that. And we shade above the line if we're going to color the sky. Greater than or equal to means we're coloring the sky. Up above, somewhere over the rainbow. And so we want to do that, and we're going to talk about that. So if I say 0, 0 an answer, did I color 0, 0? Well, barely. It barely made it in. And so 0, 0 would be a solution. And then when we look at that, so testing a point is a way some teachers want you to check your answers. Of course, you could always go, yeah, I checked it. I checked it mentally. And then why did you get it wrong? Okay? So let's take a look at these next examples, and we're going to do these quicker. So on this first one, if I say y is greater than 1, where are all the points that have a y coordinate greater than 1? Well, I could just think about it. I think this one does, and maybe this one does, and maybe this one does. But this one, what's the m and what's the b? Lincoln? Yeah, it's plus 0x. So the m is 0 and the b is 1. What type of lines have 0 slope? Peyton? Horizontal? No, this is horizontal. This is vertical. Yes, horizontal lines have 0 slope. And so the thing is, before you get all excited and you start at a B of 1 and you make a horizontal line going across your paper, is this going to be dashed or solid? Would it be an open dot or a closed dot, Blakely? Yes, it would be an open dot. And so it's going to be a dashed line. Bet you could make a dashed line that fast. That'd be kind of cool. And so we make the line. And then are we going to color above or below? Well, read it to me. Layla, read this problem. Y is greater than 1. That's very good. So if y is greater than 1, that's going to be above. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue. Just don't touch the line. The line goes with the nose. I won't try to improve upon that. And so you have that. Let's do the next one. Now the question is on your homework, test 0, 0. Well, I can fake it. Did I color 0, 0? No. Mr. Nice, and he's not even with me. He has no idea if I actually plug it in or not. I can just pretend I plugged it in and go, well, did I color 0, 0? If you don't color it, say no. If you color it, say yes. And he has no idea the order in which I did the problem. Did I test it first or just say it afterwards? The next one, if we plug in, what's my M and what's my B? 2 and negative 1. So where are we going to begin, Ian? Yeah, we're going to begin at the negative 1. And then how do we do a slope of 2, Thomas? Rise 2, run 1. Which way are we going over? Red Rover, we're going to the right, to the right. And so we're going up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Before you get excited, is this going to be a solid line or a dashed line, Tennille? How do we know? Would this be a closed dot or an open dot? Oh, yeah. And so closed dot, so it's going to be solid or dashed, Tennille? It's going to be solid. Ooh, look at that. There's a solid line. And so the question is, do we color above or below the line? What is that symbol right there? Brady, read that symbol to me. Greater, greater, above. If this were a picture, which side would the sky be on? It's not always the same. Which side, if you were going to color this, which side would be the ground and which side would be the sky? Yes, this side up here would be the sky. It's above, up above my head. And so right there, we color the sky. Why are we coloring, Brady? Yes, because there's an infinitely many amount of points, and you don't want me running around going point, point, solution, 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 and then all of a sudden, after about an infinite amount of time, it looks like a colored region. Yeah. And so let's look at the next one. You guys are doing a great job. And so y, read this to me, Baylor. Y is less than or equal to. So we're going to color the ground on that. And we already can get in our mind, is that going to be closed dot? Yes. So it's going to be a solid line. But we're going to write our M and B in, negative 5/3 and negative 3. So Xavier, where are we going to begin? Begin. We're going to begin at negative 3. Then if my slope is negative 5/3, Katie, I've been working on my basketball. I don't know about my Olympic skills. But I taught a frog how to play the piano. And so we're going to go down 5, Katie, and then over 3. But which way is over, Red Rover? To the right, to the right. And so we're going to go down 5, right 3. And I can only plot 1 point. But I can go actually up 5, left 3. That'd still be a negative slope. Negative slopes go downhill. Now, if you plot these wrong and you color them wrong and you realize it, you'll have to print another worksheet. And so you can't ask me for another worksheet in class. Sometimes doing this, it's like, I need another one. I realized I did this wrong. And so this would be a solid line. And we already said, are we going above or below this line? Mikey? How do we know? Right here. Read that to me, Mikey. Y is less than, ground, below. If this were a picture, Mikey, which side would be the ground? This side would be. Oh, look, I want an N+. I'm going to color the ground like brown or green. And I'm going to color skies are blue. And so that would be the solution. Now, did I color 0, 0 on this one? No, I didn't. I might have forgot to answer that on the last one. And then the end of your homework, there is a backside. And we don't do much of this in pre-algebra. We do more of it in algebra. And so in algebra, we don't have it pre-made. It's not y equals mx plus b. Everybody's not so nice to you. We got it all solved for y. Everything's so kind because we still got that pre on the algebra. But that pre on the algebra is ending this month. And it's just going to be algebra 1. And so when we solve this, change this to plus and negative 2, just like when we were solving for y. And the first thing we're going to do is subtract 3x from both sides. And so I subtract 3x, I'm going to get negative 2y is less than 4 minus 3x. And then what do? Divide by negative 2, but remember when you divide by a negative? We got to flip the sign. So you can't just look at the original problem and say less than, we're coloring below. Because on this one, when you divide by negative, you flip it. And positive 4 divided by negative 2 would be negative 2. And this should have been a negative. Ooh, I almost goofed that up. And then a negative divided by a negative would be a positive. That's why I forgot, because I knew it was going to be a positive. But, you know, ooh. And then this is, the m is 3/2. And the b is negative 2. So where are we going to begin? Well, we're going to begin at negative 2. And how are we going to do a slope of 3/2, Caden? Rise 3, run 2. Which way are we going over, Red Rover? To the right, to the right. Rise 3, run 2. Rise 3, run 2. Scott, is this going to be a solid line or dashed line? Well, quit listening to me at 2 times speed on YouTube. You can slow me down to half speed on YouTube. Is this going to be solid? Just kidding, Scott. Is this going to be solid or dashed? We look right here at this symbol. If it would be an open dot, it would be dashed. If it would be a closed dot, it would be solid. So yeah, Scott, it's going to be dashed. And so we got a dashed line dashing through the graph on a day at the end of May. No more snow, but it's going to be cold. It's cold enough to snow this weekend. You've got to be kidding. Don't blame me for singing the song, dashing through the graph in a one-horse open sleigh. And so do we color above or below? Well, we don't look here. We look here because we flip the sign. And so we want y is greater. And greater, Connor, is going to be the sky. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue. Very good. Did we color 0, 0? Yep, we did. Can I really tell whether you tested it or not? No, I wasn't there. You could just go, I colored it. It's yes. You know it. And so on our homework tonight, when you look at this, we'll do a couple for you. Which one do you want to do? We'll do number 2. Well, number 1, remember M is 1, and I don't know where the B went. He better be back soon. And so M is 1, B is 2. So remember, that's a 2, rise 1, run 1. And this is going to be a solid line, and we're going to color above. And then, did you color 0, 0? Yes or no? Let's do number 2 together. We got negative 1 and negative 3. We start at negative 3. How do we do a slope of negative 1? Seth. Down 1 over 1. Which way's over, Red Rover? To the right, to the right. And so is this going to be a solid line or a dashed line? Tucker? Yes, it's going to be dashed because it's an open dot. And so a dashed line that fast. And so if you had it that fast, you'd have plenty of time to go out and visit the less than. Yes, y is less than negative 1x minus 3. So we're going to color the sky or the ground. We're going to color the ground, you know. Looks like a mountain. And so there's infinitely many points on this side, and there's infinitely many points on the other side. Okay? So we want you to graph all those, and those should go pretty quick. And just go through those, graphing, sky or ground. Remember number 8, it's going to be a horizontal line because M is 0. I'm telling you, so everybody doesn't hear. But, you know, that's what it is. And then you're going to flip it over. And number 9 and number 10 and number 11 are here. But I'm going to do number 10 with you. Get the sound off my face. So right here on number 10, we're going to do what first? Why would I do this one first? Alex? Yeah, because there's going to be a plus -2. And that's going to cause a little trouble. An x from each side. And so we get -2y is less than 4 minus x or plus -1x. Brody, what are we going to do next? Yes, we're going to divide by -2. You did it now, Brody. Look at what you caused. We got to flip the sign, divide both sides by a negative sign, flipping initiated, and initiate the sign flip. And so we are going to have to flip the sign. Y is greater than -2, because 4 divided by -2 is -2. And then what's -1 divided by -2? What would that be, Owen? Yes, it'd be positive 1/2. So that's positive 1/2. And now, this is the problem we are going to graph. What is the m and the b, Lucas? The m is 1/2, and the b is -2. Very good. Now, what do we start? Where do we begin, Peyton? We begin at the -2. Yes, this is going to go so fast, Peyton, you're going to have time to play Farming Simulator 28. And so, plenty of time to do that. And then we're going to do a slope of rise 1, run 2, rise 1, run 2, rise 1, run 2, rise 1, run 2, to the right, to the right. And is this a solid or a dashed line? Phoenix? Yes, it's going to be a dashed line. Look at that dashed line. That's amazing right there. That's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And we're going to go greater. And so is that going to be the sky or the ground? Gloria? It's going to be the sky, so why am I coloring it brown? We got to get blue. Skies are blue somewhere over the rainbow too. And did we color the point 0, 0? Did we color the point 0, 0? Oh, yes, we did. Does Mr. Nyson really know that I plugged in 0 for x and 0 for y? And realize that 0 is less than 4, so that would be true, and so I should color it, and I should individually color all these dots over here? You've got to be kidding. Not going to happen. I'm just going to let him think I did that. And so, make sure you get your homework done. Send it right away when you get it done. Don't wait till Sunday night. I see who the 1 a.m.ers are and the midnighters are, and it's like, I can't believe it. And so, try to get your work done while the sun's shining. Make hay while the sun shines. And so, we miss all you guys. Remember, we only got 2 more Fridays left. It's hard to believe. And so remember, as Kermit the Frog says, time's fun when you're having flies. And so we enjoyed bringing you these videos, and we miss all of you. And so email me if you have questions. Let me know. Okay, bye-bye.